You want it? Here it is. GWAR vs LORDI. Now, GWAR has been around from the 80s. LORDI were around in early 90s. But they got big in 2006. So what have these bands got in common? They're monsters. Now, there's more members of GWAR, and there's mainly 4 in LORDI. Both are theatrical, they're shock rock. GWAR is a bit more metal in a number of songs, and LORDI remain mainly hard rock. They got a ballad, GWAR have a ballad. But yeah, the costumes, they're great. They are really great. GWAR has all the blood and all the dummies that they dismember and everything. LORDI, well, they got pyro and a few other things, so not so extreme, but they are. And like Mr. LORDI has the wings that spread. You know, he sometimes on wires he goes up. You know, I think he does fire breathing, and there's fire breathing in GWAR. There's also fire breathing in another band, and pyro. Kiss. Now, you can get every black metal band and put them here against Kiss, because Kiss more or less influenced the look of black metal. You know, they've got the characters, they've got the armor, the spikes, the fire, the blood. Well, black metal just amps everything up to a 10. You know, sometimes they got real blood. You know, they got bodies they dismember. You know, people volunteer for that crazy stuff. Who started all this shock rock macabre? Alice Cooper. Who was the modern day equivalent? Marilyn Manson. He doesn't do it too much now. Hell, Ozzy Osbourne was doing that stuff as well. Yeah, this is another battle royal. The big one. So yeah, so Alice Cooper and Kiss. Way back in the early 70s, you know, the stage show, the pyro, the blood. You know, Ellis, he did the beheading thing with the guillotine. And yeah, Black Sabbath were around, but they weren't doing much of this. You know, that Ozzy only started doing that stuff when he went solo. And then, yeah, you know, in the 80s, you got GWAR. They were doing all the dismemberment with the bodies and stuff and the blood and all the cool special effects. You know, LORDI were doing their thing in the 90s, but they really peaked from 2006. And all the chaos that the black metal bands did. Mayhem. Gorgoroth and all the other crazy stuff. You know, you got Dimmu Borgir and Cradle Filth. They're similar. Both symphonic black metal bands. You know, black spikes, face paint. You know, gospel, goth, beautiful metal. You know, and who else did theatrics and stuff? You got Mudvayne in there. The Misfits, they're in there too. So Mudvayne, the Misfits. You got a singer, one guitarist, a bassist, and drummer. Face paint, theatrics, visual music videos. You know, both bands use blood as well. Punk and metal, they either good friends or they can be rivals as well. And black metal tries to outdo each other. Kiss, they drop the makeup. Mudvayne, they drop the makeup. GWAR and LORDI do interviews in their elaborate costumes. black metal bands, they do interviews mainly in their elaborate costumes. Alice Cooper, he's usually always seen with these eye makeup, which influenced the look of the Crow in a sense. Of course, that was based on the Harlequin masks and that in theater, which made Alice Cooper do his thing. So all these bands have theatrics, and they have so much in common, and it will be a long-going series, so I wanted to do another Battle Royal. Or Royal Rumble, however you want to say it. See, Battle Royal, Royal Rumble. WCW had Battle Royal. WWE had Royal Rumble. You know, it's getting hardcore. We're getting hardcore here. Of course, you know, Mushroom Man and Slipknot, but they had their own separate thing. And all these other bands, they could have had their separate thing, but there's so much more to do, and I didn't really want much of this series to drag on because there's so much more. So I had to do another Battle Royal. So yeah, but who really started shot rock? You got Screaming Jay Hawkins way back in this year. He was doing it with the voodoo theme, man. You know, I put a spell on you. And that song was in a little movie about witches with a band who was dressed up to shock and rock. Talking about Hocus Pocus. Yeah, it's on the way. It's coming. It's coming. That's what I love about October, you know. Talking about all the spooky stuff. So, yeah, that's why we're happening here. We're rocking in October. Rocktober. Shocktober. It's all about the shock and the goth and the glamour and the surprises, the treats, the freaks. Yeah, so all these bands, you know, some have headlined, some have reunited and done well. Misfits, Mudvayne, they reunited. Mudvayne are killing it. Misfits have been killing it. Nothing too new about Lordi and GWAR. All the black metal bands, well, who haven't they killed? I mean, seriously. Someone needs a head check. You ever join one of them? Alice Cooper has been doing well. Manson's been doing more bluesy based stuff. Well, I will mention Rammstein. You know, they've worn macabre makeup here and there. They've got pyro. They've got blood. They've got theatrics. Matching uniforms. You know, of course, the Angel, they've got the big wings and that. Fire breathing. So yeah, Rammstein has entered the chat. You know, they've been going from 95. Brought industrial up with it. Nine Inch Nails even did a bit of shock stuff. You know, because without Nine Inch Nails, you wouldn't have Manson. He did the shock and industrial stuff up until 2003. And yeah, he calmed down a bit, but all these bands, they got pyro, they got blood, they got matching costumes, theatrics, shock, glamour, controversy. Most of them have been here, you know, Big Day Out, Soundwave, Download. You know, you've had headliners, you've had mid-carders, and yeah, damn. I think I covered everything. I'll scare you later.